So in continuation to the trigonometry, there are quite a lot of problems where you have to prove that a certain thing which is given on the left hand side is equal to something which is given on the right hand side. So these are really interesting, and of course, yes, you have to know a few tricks. Suppose it comes as, double, for example, as a 20, a 40, a 60 and an 80. How do we do that? So I'm going to tell you one such a method, and this is very interesting because my dad who taught us said that this is called the catalyst method. So we always wondered what a catalyst was, and for those of you who are not aware of it, catalyst is something which we add to a certain reaction so that the reaction hastens, the reaction starts off, and it goes ahead in a good speed. And ultimately, the catalyst does not do anything else with the reactants that have been added, and we get back the catalyst. There is nothing that the catalyst does other than just to hasten the process, other than to speeden the process. And this method is called the catalyst method because we are going to introduce something which actually does not do anything but just kind of, sets the ball rolling, and ultimately that is going to be eliminated in the end too. So this is called a catalyst product, and I think thanks Dr. Venkatrangan, my dad, who helped me understand this. And for those of you who are wondering where this catalyst is used, it's used in a lot of chemical processes. For example, in ammonia, when you are actually producing ammonia, you use iron as a catalyst. And similarly for the fuel combustion, we use a lot of oxides of various metals which we use to hasten the process. So let's understand what the catalyst method is with an example. So here is an example where we will use the catalyst method. So the question given is, show that cos 20, cos 40, cos 60, cos 80 is 1 by 16. So here you have to prove something which is on the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. So let us assume, let's not say it is 1 by 16. Let's say that cos 20, cos 40, cos 60, cos 80, let's say is equal to C, some number C, and since I said it's the catalyst method, I'm going to call it C. So now I'm going to show how that C is nothing but 1 by 16. That's what I'm going to prove. So here the catalyst that I'm going to introduce is nothing but 2 sine 20. So multiply, remember what I do on the left hand side, you will do the same on the right hand side. Multiply both sides by my catalyst, which is 2 sine 20. And why am I doing it by 2 sine 20? Because I have a cos 20 and I see that 20 becomes 40, 40 becomes 60, 60 becomes 80. And I know that whenever I have a double, I remember that a 2 sine theta cos theta is nothing but sine 2 theta. So remember, 2 sine theta cos theta is nothing but sine 2 theta. I'm just going to use this particular formula. So just keep that in mind. So what did I say? I'm going to multiply both the sides by 2 sine 20. So we are going to look at what happens when I multiply this equation by 2 sine 20 on this side as well as on this side. So let me write it again here. 2 sine 20, and I repeat whatever was given there. Cos 20, cos 40, cos 60, cos 80 is equal to, remember it was C on the other side here. So I'm going to multiply that again also with 2 sine 20 and multiplied by C. So this is the equation that we have right now. Now what happens to the left hand side? So now if you see 2 sine 20 cos 20, using this formula is nothing but sine of 2 into 20 is 40. And write the remaining as it is. Cos 60, cos 80 is equal to, look at the right hand side, it's nothing but 2 sine 20 into C. Okay. So now look at the left. Again sine 40 cos 40, using the same formula of 2 sine theta cos theta sine 2 theta. Here I don't have 2 sine theta cos theta, I just have sine theta cos theta. So I know that it is nothing but sine of 2 into 40 is 80 divided by 2, because I did not have a 2 there. This is nothing but sine 80 divided by 2, and I write the remaining as it is, cos 60, cos 80, and on the right hand side is 2 sine 20 into c. So I keep it as it is. Now look at this. I have the sine 80 and the cos 80. I am going to combine these two using the same formula of 2 sine theta cos theta as sine 2 theta. So I have a sine 80 cos 80. It's nothing but sine of 2 into 80 is 160 divided by 2, because there was no 2 available there, and there is already a 2 in the denominator. So 2 into 2 is 4, multiplied by cos 60 is equal to 2 sine 20 multiplied by c. Now look at this. This is a very simple equation. Sine 160 into cos 60. So first of all, sine 160 is nothing but sine of 180 minus 20 divided by 4. Cos 60 is nothing but 1 by 2. If you know your tables, cos 60 sine 30 is 1 by 2 and cos 60 is 1 by 2 is equal to 2 sine 20 multiplied by c. So this is what we arrive at. So now further simplifying, sine of 180 minus theta, second quadrant, so sine remains positive, so it becomes sine 20. So I have sine 20 divided by 4 into 2 is 8 is equal to 2 into sine 20 into c. Now as I told you, the catalyst method, we had introduced a sine 20. Now we are just going to cancel the sine 20 which is available on both the sides. And what do we get here? 2c is 1 by 8, or c is equal to 1 by 16, which is nothing but your RHS or your right hand side. So the reason we call it a catalyst method is because in the beginning we had introduced, there was no sine 20 in the beginning at all, and you notice that we multiplied both the sides by 2 sine 20. We introduced sine 20 as our catalyst so that it hastens the process and helps us to give this. And then we took taken everything on the left hand side, and we said that whatever was c here, which we initially took it as c, is nothing but 1 by 16, which is what we had to prove. So finally we have arrived at the answer where c is 1 by 16, which is the right hand side, which is nothing but cos 20, cos 40, cos 60, cos 80 is equal to 1 by 16, which was the question that was given initially for us to prove. Isn't this interesting? Very simple. By just introducing something as the catalyst here, we have arrived at the answer very fast, and finally there was no role for the catalyst. We cancel them out. And that's why we call this the catalyst method. Once again, thank you, Dr. Venkatrangan.